Again, good morning and welcome all in this our first webinar on the issue. The subject is the defense stocks. And defense. Before I start the data related to defense stocks, I once again welcome all of you for your time and joining this webinar. Uh, uh, Friends, the defense stocks. We have to see in two perspectives. One is the Indian government's policies and the decisions taken in the last two and a half, 3 years since 2020, and geopolitical regions, particularly the China, Russia, and Ukraine issues. So defense companies will be benefited with all this from these two aspects. One is the government of India policies, where a lot of decisions has been taken, and it will be beneficial to the defense industry for very long term. The size of expenditure, the types of the decision making, liberalization, and ease of doing business for the defense companies, all this will be beneficial to the defense companies. And I feel the other companies, other sectors may not be so much beneficial continuously for long period compared to the defense companies. So I will come to the first government policies. See, this slides is very important. In the year 2022, government has formulated Defense Production and Export Promotion Policy 2020 to boost the self-reliance in defense manufacturing under Atmanirbhar Bharat. They have identified 310 items to be manufactured in India, which presently we import. So this is a 310 items will be the import substitute. And then also government has decided to procure locally 68% of the capital expenditure. So this is again is going to add to the business to the existing 68% of the capital expenditure budgeted for the domestic procurement. The size of budget is 5,25 lakh crore rupees. 5,25 lakh crore rupees is the defense budget this year. And at present, the defense export in the year 2022 was 13,000 crore rupees, which government want to expand to 25,000 crore rupees by 2025. The government aims to achieve 1,75,000 crore rupees turnover by 2025. We are the third highest expander in the expander in the military equipments. Over the next 5 to 7 years, Government of India plan to spend $130 billion to meet the modernization across our armed forces. So this is again a huge business opportunity available to defense companies. And defense procurement and planning is not a short term. Even recently we have you must have seen the very conservative country, Germany has allocated $100 billion for the defense expenditure. So all countries of the world, they are allocating more fund to the defense expenditure. Then I want to tell you the government policy is, as Ministry of Defense has mentioned many times, at present we follow a principle of make in India, and now government wants to make for the world in the defense equipment. And with this planning, India will become a hub for the defense equipment manufacturing. Now In the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme, the government has targeted 40,000 crore annual defense export by 25. This year it was 13,000 crore only. The total capital expenditure in the 2021-22 was 1,14 lakh crore rupees, out of which 17,000 rupees crore was spent on the local weapons and systems. This 1,14,000 crore rupees will increase to 1,75,000 crore rupees in the next year. Also, one more data. So this is about policies of government and fund allocated for the defense expenditure, and many other decisions taken by the government to give lot of orders and the fund for the defense companies. Even I want to just share with you that 25% of the annual R&D budget of the Defense Ministry will be reserved for the private companies and startups. Even those do have no fund for the defense related business, the government will there to support the finance to do their if there is some knowledge, some specific business they want to do in the defense, fund is also available to the startups from the government of India. Now the listed companies in India is very less in terms of the size of business available and the number of companies available in India. These companies are from the private as well as the government sector, public sector. The total business at this moment, the market capitalization of all these companies listed on the Bombay Stock and National Stock Exchange is only 1,64,000 crore rupees. And just imagine the size of business available from the government of India. So since now the purpose of this topic of defense related is this opportunity is available to investor. We must. I wanted to come to the companies which will be benefited from this all the policies and geopolitical reasons. The ultimate beneficiary will be the manufacturers of the defense equipment, and these are the companies listed on Bombay Stock Exchange. I want to mention about few of the companies that like Bharat Electronics, Hindustan Aeronautics, the business they are doing, and the other financial details. If you see, these companies are available at very cheap price at current market condition. And the opportunities of all these companies, whether small like Gen Technologies, they are into the drone technology, and even for the only drone related business, government is expecting 13 to 14,000 crore rupees in the next 2 to 3 years. At present, that the size of business in drone technology is only 80 crores. So even in one product also there is a huge opportunity available, and these all companies, this Gen Technology in the drone technology, they are getting orders from the other countries, along with the Indian government is also placing them order. Most of the companies are from the public sector: BEML, Bharat Electronics, Bharat Forge, Cochin Shipyard. This data pertaining to private company. Hindustan Aeronautics is again government companies. The government holding is around 75% in this company. Then the Bharat Electronics also government holding is 51%. And this MTAR is a recently, I think, 2.5 years old listed companies. They are doing the very talented team. They are doing extremely well. The present data of these private companies may not be very attractive because they have just started doing business in the last 2-3 years only. But they are getting a lot of orders, and the team is very talented. So all these 9 companies, long-term investors, as per me, should have these stocks in the portfolio. And there may be market may come and there may be bearish phase in the stock market. There may be negative and positive regions in the stock market as a whole. But in the defense stock, I think the growth story is very long term and consistent, because the margins in the defense stocks are very high, and orders business is not a problem to them. The business is in India. Government is supporting them with a lot of change in policies. They want to promote Indian companies. At the same time, they have market across the globe. They are even European countries. America is have started procuring and giving the order to the Indian companies. Recently, Vietnam entered into a lot of defense procurement from India. South African companies are already placing order to India, Indian companies. So I foresee a very huge opportunity for investors in defense stock. And I personally have no doubts about the growth and the return to the investors. Those who are buying defense stock at current market conditions and accumulating, keeping it for longer period. See, this is what I wanted to communicate. We can now discuss about the stock-wise company to company basis with the data and details available with us. There are startups also, those who are not listed. We are not able to cover them in these presentations, but these are the good size number of companies where we can have stocks in our holding for the long term. Thank you. From my side, I wanted to give this much details. And if there is anything we can discuss now, this can be a both-way communication. Thank you, friends, for the giving me and allowing me to speak about the defense stocks. Thank you.
Om Prakash ji, good morning. Abhijit here.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Abhijit Desai here. I just want to ask, thank you for the presentation. It was good. Whether this Paras Defense Space and Technology, are they entered into SIPs also, or still they are into stocks only?
Paras Defense is a manufacturing company. They listed, I think, recently.
Long back, yeah.
They are not into the mutual fund business. What we can do, we can buy in the form of SIP these stocks. The face value is still 10 rupees. Every month or every quarter, every fortnight, we can buy few stocks and accumulate. This way we can do this. Because at the one point, this is very right way. You are asking me about Paras Defense. Paras Defense is already down by almost 40 to 50% from the peak.
Yeah, and because I have heard about that IPO also. It went around 1,000 and up.
1258 was the highest.
Yes.
But the
I did not got the IPO. That was my first IPO.
IPO is only 10 to 12% IPOs give returns. Otherwise, in 80-85% IPOs, hardly investors get any return. So we from the Nidhi Broking always discourage IPO. And we should, of course, in this process, we lose the opportunity like as a company like DMart, Avenue Supermarket, and some other stock which are appreciated many-fold. But at the same time, average, if you see, sir, only 10 to 15% IPOs give returns, good returns compared to the market kind of routine market returns. So Paras Defense, I suggest you to accumulate. Even Gen Technology also doing very good. Equity capital is only 8 crore, less than 8 crores. And order flow is very good. So, and the price is also not very high, 174 rupees at present. So
I just want to ask one more question, sir. Thank you for this. Bharat Electronics Limited, how many years this company is being into defense, sir?
Bharat Electronics is a very old company, I think 25, 30 years old company. And the biggest, the very attractive data I want to share with you is in this company, only 5.39% is a public holding. Only 5.39%. The 51% is the government holding, 16.77% is the FI holding, and Indian mutual funds are holding 26.71%. So you can see the attraction of the institutional investor in this company, and the EPS, even in the last 4 quarters, EPS is increasing almost 50, doubled in every quarter. In the first quarter, the EPS was 1.1. In the second quarter of 21, it was 2.56. In the third quarter, it was 2.46. And the March quarter, March quarter, it was 22. It was 4.7 for EPS. So there's a growth of every quarter, not annual. So this company, of course, it is closer to the 52x high, but the result we are expecting very good in the this June quarters. And this company again we should accumulate.
Okay. Thank you from my side. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. We have Ajit Apte here. Ajit is involved in the defense company. He give lot of training and deal with the defense senior most employees. Ajit, can you share something? Ajit Apte. Ajit is there. I think he is not there now.
Sai sir, Suman here.
Yes.
Can I have one question?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, it's very nice presentation and very insight actually. So thanks for that actually. हम लोग तो पूरा layman है, so it's good to have hear you all this insight information. So एक question था मेरा sir, कि what like timeline? See, obviously it's long term investment you have already mentioned. So what timeline you are looking that as an investor we should at least look for, and what are like estimate you think as an expert might get the like kind of return we expect, like something, so that we can think on that way.
Sir, investing period should be around 5 years time, because this growth story is not less than 5 years. The momentum and the business growth of the defense company will be there for at least 5 to 7 to 10 years. So we should have a investment period of around 5 years. I think all these companies should give 100% return in 3 years time. The way they are growing, the EPS and the profitability is increasing, I think these companies should give 100% appreciation in 3 years.
Thank you, sir.
There is one company, it is not mentioned here, that is the Tejas Network. Tejas Network is not really a defense company, it is a software company. And this Tejas Network is involved in the, there was one question, that is why I'm talking about Tejas. Tejas is a software company, and now it is taken over by Tata around 7-8 months back. And they are into the software to the defense as well as 5G technology. So that is why region, first of all, we have not taken in this list of defense stocks. But Tejas is, the team is very brilliant. The board of directors are very ethical and very great company, I can say. And again, Tejas can be a long-term investment. I expect the way Tata Elxsi has given return to the investors in the Tata Elxsi, Tejas may also be the second company from the Tata group where they can investors will be benefited, and return may be multi-time. And I think they will change the name also in coming period from Tata Tejas, like that. So it is, my view is about Tejas is positive.
So these names listed BML Bharat, this is as per ABCD that incremental order or is per the company preference, like which company we should prefer?
It is alphabetical, sir.
Alphabetical. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So this Cochin shipyard, again, if we see 2020, 21, 22, it's not going up. It's stuck there, or it is going in backward direction. Cochin shipyard.
Sir, this is okay. They are not, price is not moving, but the kind of order they are getting, and still the company is 10 rupees face value. And if you see the shareholding pattern, government holding is high. So I think it is a safe stock. We should keep this again for 2.5, 3, 4 years, and the investor will be benefited 100%. I am confident.
Got the message, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes,
Good
sir.
morning, Mr. Sir.
Good morning, sir.
Hi. Yeah, I'm also human, so I would like to ask you, what are the parameters that we should select the company? You have nicely explained it about the defense companies, but in the general companies which are the defense manufacturing, in other companies, so what are the parameters to select? Can you just say like on this? That would be better.
First, this our presentation was related to the only defense companies. Why I selected defense stock? Because the long-term opportunity in the defense stock is, I feel, is the better than the other sector. So defense sector, because of the government policies and geopolitical reasons, I find defense stock is safe for the investor at this price, and opportunity is immense. Then the listed company in the defense is, these are the company, there are I think I have covered maximum company listed on the Bombay Stock and National Stock Exchange. So that was the other point, answer to your question, that was the reason of selecting, because private sector companies are still L&T also manufacture defense equipment, but there is no listed company. It is under the L&T banner. Similarly, even Reliance is also doing defense work. Bharat Forge is also doing, Bharat Forge I have taken here because Bharat Forge as per me is a very good buy at this current price. So there are many other companies, even Mahindra and Mahindra is also doing defense job, but these companies are not listed. And that is why Mahindra, Reliance and L&T I have not taken in this list, because the main business of those companies are different. They are doing defense job, but not like a dedicated. That was the reason I have not taken them.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Is this target achievable?
There is one question, 35,000 crore yearly export in the next 5 years claimed by the government. Is it achievable? For that, there is only one data I want to share, which will answer this question. In 2014 and 15, our export was only 1,541 crores. And this year, 21-22, it reached to 13,000 crore rupees. So definitely the size of order companies get from the defense is generally very bigger size. 300, 400, 500 crore rupees is not a matter. Thousands crore is a very small in the defense cases. So yes, I am confident this target will be achieved.
Yeah, just to know your experience, sir. During the war situation, such companies will go up, right? Those stocks will go up. In the war situation, the other stocks will come down. Is correct? Just an experience from you.
Sir, the business, if you can foresee the kind of order they will be getting from all the countries of the world, and the defense budget they are increasing. Conservative companies, small countries, conservative countries like Germany, small countries like Vietnam and the Malaysia. So ultimately, this size of order will flow to the manufacturers only. and keeping in mind, Government of India has made lot of changes in the policies. In some cases, they have allowed 100% FDI. In some, they have already allocated 2 defense corridor, one in UP and another in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So even market may go down, other stocks may go down, but they will have always order and business with them for the next at least 10 years, I think. Because every country will is allocating fund and they will buy the equipments, whether it is a technology or it is a hardcore defense weapons, but they will expand and they will keep try to make them safer, and that is why defense stocks will not have any bearish phase in the next 5 to 10 years, I foresee.
Got it. Thank you.
And there is no reason also, because once there is an order and there is a buyer is available, manufacturer will be benefited. That is, I think. We are also planning to come out with some other presentations in the next fortnight, which will be covered like high dividend paying companies, valuations of mutual funds, valuation of value stocks which are available at very cheap price, and like that we have identified 7-8 points, and we'll cover in the cover one by one to you all. And I expect similar participation in the future also. And with this, I think now we should conclude this seminar, this webinar.
Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.